Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus update just around the corner, I thought now would be the perfect time to get a heat check, to get the pulse on what these characters are doing right now, so that when they get their uniforms and we see, wow, they're doing stage 99 like this, or they're doing this and that, and this and the other thing, great descriptors there, we'll have a better idea of what that means in relation to their old uniforms. And keep in mind, when I say old uniforms, we're talking really old. Winter Soldier's uniform was released in April 2019, so we're talking like over 2 years old. We're like 26 months old at this point. And Falcon's was even earlier. This was like January 2018 or possibly 2019. No, not 2019. 2019 was Fantastic Four. So yeah, January 2018. So we're talking 3 months, almost 3.5 months. So we're pushing like 40 plus months on this uniform since it was released. So, you know, I don't mean to hype them up too much. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but Falcon's uniform should be an insane transformation because, again, a 3-year-old character, we're talking like Ghost Rider, you know, territory here, how bad the character was and how old the uniforms were and what they should be now in 2021 to compete with the characters that we're getting out, right? Because that's the whole point. If Falcon's coming out with a new uniform, it's going to have to compete with the Fantastic Four uniforms, with Human Torch's uniform. It's going to have to compete with recent tier 3s like, you know, who did we get tier 3 this last update? Well, we got Ebony and Proxima, but even before that, who was the tier 3? I can't remember now. But you sort of get what I'm saying. It has to, you know, it has to upgrade. And then for Winter Soldier, it also has to upgrade. He's already got his tier 3, so it's going to be a little bit trickier to find out. That's why I'm going to be focusing my testing on Winter Soldier, but we're going to do both. Keep in mind, for their build and for their sort of best team, Winter Soldier as a hero is going to best utilize Nick Fury's lead, but then he's also going to best utilize Taskmaster's support. Now, you could possibly argue that Valkyrie's a better support in some cases for now. We don't know if Taskmaster's going to get an improved passive with his tier 3 or whatever, but Valkyrie gives a good buff plus 30% ignore dodge. 30% ignore dodge is worth a lot for World Boss Legend and for other content like Dispatch, so that may be better for him, but he does have the Weapon Master ability, so Taskmaster is very good, and at least the current version of Winter Soldier does not have skill damage bonus damage on his passive, which means that he gets the full buff from... actually, you know what? No, Taskmaster is just way better, because Taskmaster also gives 20% ignore dodge. Yeah. There's just nobody that touches Taskmaster. Yeah, 20% ignore dodge. Yeah, so by far the best team up for Winter Soldier is going to be Nick Fury and Taskmaster, and then the best team up for Falcon is going to be Nick Fury and White Fox, because Falcon has the leadership ability. So knowing that now, let's take them into some content and see how they match up, not with each other, just on their own. So first up, we've got Winter Soldier here against Proxima stage 99. We can test him against Null and Mephisto, but I want to get a pulse on what he can do against Proxima here. What we're going to do though for the first rotation is we're just going to do 5 cancel 4, and then we're going to do 3. I'm going to try to switch around his rotation a little bit because I want to absorb as much as I can and then proc later on, if that makes sense. So we can leave the accumulation. And we're going to pop into the tier 3. And did his... oh, there we go. There his obelisk goes. So he actually has a proc damage obelisk with crit damage. The damage right now is actually pretty good. But you want to proc on the 5 cancel 4. We want to get a bit of accumulation here. Then we want to pop off. And you want the enemy ideally, although you cannot affect the enemy with like fear and stuff like that. You want to affect them with, you want them to stand in the circle. He's actually doing really well for damage. Obviously, this is going to be influenced by Pierce and all that kind of stuff. But I actually kind of like this rotation a little bit better. I was actually thinking about it, and I was thinking, why didn't people use this rotation for Winter Soldier? And then I was rudely reminded why people don't use this rotation for Winter Soldier. Because if you're wondering... wow, Alex, you're doing such a good job. And then I croaked there. This is the regular rotation. This was the regular rotation. Again, I'm pulling up a rotation that's 2 years old. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if people kept playing with Winter Soldier, they figure out a better rotation by now. I haven't played with Winter Soldier in like 2 years, so I don't know. So this was actually the old rotation. It was 3, and then 5, and then 4. But as you can see, the problem with this rotation, maybe it's a little bit more safe. Well, not until you have to start kiting. And he's dead anyways. It's a little bit safer on the initial attack because 5 is actually not an iframe. It's only when you get into 4 that you're in the iframe. But there's just not enough time to accumulate because the accumulate is damage taken, not damage dealt. So that's why this original rotation, while it may be safer, we actually didn't pop the 5. While this original rotation may be safer, 1, you can often proc off, like off timing, and 2, you are basically a sitting duck. See, this is the ideal situation, but then she didn't stand in the 5th skill. Actually, I think I canceled the 5th skill too early. But yeah, you just don't get any accumulation. This was always the frustrating thing about Winter Soldier, is you don't get the accumulation, and therefore you don't do really much damage, right? So it's this 3 cancel 5, and then when he throws the grenades up, you go into 4. There's just a really small window of time where you can actually do damage. You can actually accumulate damage. But he can obviously do a lot of damage. 22% Pierce is pulling a ton of weight here. As for his build, just really briefly, I've got, your standard Uru. I've got your standard Extreme Obelisk with a 200 proc and crit damage. And then I got the Mythic Uniform. So, nothing too outrageous. For Falcon, on the other hand, I'm not going to do some crazy build for him because I'm going to be slapping him with a Mega Tier 3 or Tier 3 Advancement ticket, whatever. So I'm not going to upgrade his gears, and I'm not going to get him to 70. That's going to affect his production a little bit against Proxima, but let's be honest, no one is expecting Falcon to do anything right now in the game anyways, right? If you're using Falcon in this game right now, you're using him as a novelty because you love the character, or in Shadowland. That's where I use him. I use him on stage 25 of Shadowland, and he performs very well. He performed very well for me 6 months ago when I cleared Shadowland 135 on Christmas before I had any Pierce. So I can say without a doubt, this uniform without Pierce can do stage 25 of Shadowland. If that is impressive to you, that's dope, because that's what he could do. He couldn't honestly go much further. He could go maybe like 10 stages, 15 stages higher, but not much. But anyways, we've got a defensive ignore dodge crit damage obelisk for him. Again, I'm not expecting him to move mountains here, so we're just going to do a quick test before we jump back into Winter Soldier's test, because he can go into other content, so it's a little bit more interesting. And then we can obviously compare him to other characters. Where is Falcon? Am I blind? Yes, I am. Okay. He doesn't have any all defense down either, so yeah, he's just going to get all these buffs. If you like this video and you're enjoying it and it's helping you, it's giving you some information here, hit the like button, whatever. And why don't you let me know if you want to see, what are we going to do, 4? If you want to see the same thing, but for Taskmaster and Yelena before they get their uniforms. I mean, their buffs. They're not getting uniforms. This is rough. This is sort of what I expected. But even for Falcon, this is rough. He's going to die to the poison right here. Oh, he didn't die? Okay. So, survivability-wise, it's not horrible because he can just chain iframes. But that's really not saying much. With 22% Pierce and all these buffs, he is tickling her. You can sort of... The thing is, you can count the number of hits on his skills. You can see the numbers. That's never a good sign. He's dead. Oh. I mean, you gotta admit, give the guy some credit. He's hanging on. I'm pretty sure he's lasting longer than you thought he was gonna last, and he's gone. He lasted 49 seconds. Listen, he needs a top to bottom rework. There's no surprise there. I'm not surprised. But now let's see. So the good thing about Winter Soldier, especially if they don't change this, is that he has a leadership, right? I mean, obviously he has leadership. Okay, we're gonna accumulate here. And then what? We're gonna do this off proc? It's actually not even that bad. As crazy as that sounds. Wow. Oh, could I oh wow. Stage 5, really? Wow. Pierce, huh? Wow. Crazy. Okay. Interesting. We're using the Sharon Rogers tactic here with the accumulation. We're going to... Oh, okay. So what I was trying to do was... The accumulation's actually pretty long. So you know what? You could even accumulate... I don't know what's going on here. Sure. You could even accumulate and then let yourself get slapped and then go into your rotation. Yeah, look at that. That is one good thing about his character is the accumulation is really long. It's like 8 seconds. Okay. Stage 5. No way. Pop the tier 3. Okay, Buckles. Okay, dude. Author's note, the Pierce is doing more work here than Bucky Barnes is. But yeah, the good thing about him is he has a leadership, so you can pop double support, and that's always going to look better than not. Here, 8 seconds left, 7, 6, 5. Pop the 5, pop the 4, proc. No, okay. Yeah, it's just awkward, man. It's not bad though. He gives himself 100% ignore dodge with the 5. I mean, with the 4, excuse me. So that's always good. 100% ignore dodge against null. Now, he's going to jump. Hey, look at that. What are those? So if you notice for the strikers, we brought along, of course, Ancient One, but then we have Venom. Wow, we skipped a Dragon Phase. Stage 5, I think I should just test characters on stage 9 from now on. So you know what we can do? We can test them against stage 9 of Mephisto. Here, let's accumulate. And then get guard broken, and then pop the tier 3. And then if his thing procs. His thing. Oh! Thor, you interrupted us. We're having such a good time. Wow. So he can do something. He's just... I mean, yeah, wow. That's a little bit better than I thought he was going to do, let's be honest. Not bad, yeah. Like, you know what? He might just need a tune-up in the damage department for some of his skills, and then just a quick little switcheroo on his accumulation. Because if he had accumulation based on damage dealt instead of damage received, so we're going to give him 80%. This is actually the best defense against Mephisto, is actually fire resistance. The fire damage he can't benefit from because he's not doing any fire damage. Burn damage doesn't count as fire damage, but here, okay, this should be good. We can't see how much damage I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I looked at the bar like a dummy. Stand in the flames. Pop that, okay. Do this again. Let him hit me. Taking too long, pop the tier 3. I'm seeing damage in the 200 to 300 Ks. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Low 100 Ks, okay. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Did not push him to the next phase though, even with double support and type advantage. Now I believe I'm only rank 4 for the type advantage, for the type enhancement. So it could definitely be better, but oh, he's on to the next phase. Okay, I kind of wasted the tier 3 there. That's kind of my bad. We procced accidentally, yeah. So we're just going to accumulate here. And then pop off on the next one. It's not bad. We're just going to... Oh, we don't want to accumulate in that. We don't want to accumulate in that. Yeah, there's going to be a limit to what I'm willing to accumulate in. But let's see here. 3 bars, 4 bars, 5 bars, 6, 7. Not bad, yeah. Okay. Collect some heals, get hit. Nice. That's bad. That's not nice. But you can see his damage, and the damage that he's taking is in the hundreds, because although he can't take advantage of the energy, the fire damage from the strikers, he can take advantage of the fire resistance. So he's got 80% fire resistance, which, as you can see, is absolutely worth something. We're not going to pop the tier 3 here because we want him to go into his next phase. And you know what? We can take advantage of this part where he hits us to accumulate a bunch. So we're going to wait. And then we're going to pop that with... And he interrupted our tier 3 pog. I think that's another thing. I think we discovered... I think I'm starting to get flashbacks of when I played with Bucky right after he got his tier 3. And everyone was so hyped because he has a really cool tier 3, right? He summons a helicopter and then he flies his motorcycle into the helicopter, and he like whips his motorcycle at the helicopter, and then the helicopter crashes on the enemy. That's like really cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's not an iframe. So I think in that situation, see, look, he's still targeting me. Yep, and I just took 90% of my health as 8. Yep, as damage. Yep, this was one of the big problems with Winter Soldier when he came out, and I was just so shocked that the devs didn't make the skill an iframe. So that's definitely something to look for. Otherwise, you're going to have to use Venom all the time, because you can see he's taking so much damage from some of these hits, or otherwise you just have to cancel the skill, which is obviously not something you want to do, right? So I think damage-wise, he still kind of got it, but to an extent anyways. But the defenses are as bad as ever. The movement speed's also lacking for a guy who's supposed to be almost as fast as Cap. He's definitely making you rethink. Oh, what happened there? That was so weird. I want to cancel the tier 3, right? The tier 3 is going to do more damage. It's a cool tier 3. Come on. We had just gotten sick of helicopters at that point, okay? We were a bit... we were in a weird phase as Marvel Future Fight fans, all right? 2020 was a dark year. Hit me with a 2020 was a dark year in the comments if you remember. If you stuck with MFF through 2020, you didn't go anywhere, hit me with a 2020 was dark in the comments, because those were definitely the dark years. Well, dark year. Where we were like, is this game going to change? And look at us now. But yeah, we were like, is this game going to get better? Are you sure? Are you sure? But yeah, see, in this situation, sort of like Sharon, he's going to struggle a little bit more because he doesn't have any way of accumulating. You can accumulate during the, there you go, during the slam, but then you're going to get stunned. So it's not really that helpful. And I don't think his tier 3 has stun immunity. I could have tried to test that against Null if he can dodge the cage, but I'm guessing his tier 3 skill not being an iframe, and you know the fact that he took damage during the tier 3 is a big reason why it's probably not going to dodge the cage for Null, and it's not going to have stun immunity. But that's actually not bad. It's a little bit better than I was expecting. He finished Null stage 9 with a minute left, and I'm rusty as hell playing him, right? I'm definitely not at the level of even like an average Winter Soldier player, because I did not practice for this video. I just went into it, you know, cold, because that's how a lot of players are going to be playing when they pick up Winter Soldier again. They're going to be like, how do I play this character? So we're going to have to figure it out together, but I'm actually surprising and cautiously optimistic about Winter Soldier. I feel like he could really become meta with the right tweaks to his uniform, and if the devs, you know, even overtune him, then we could be in for a real treat. I don't want to, you know, overhype the character to the sense of saying like he's gonna be super mega OP, but he's kind of not bad right now. It's just survivability is a 0 and no healing, so some huge flaws in his kit right now. But damage might not be that big of a flaw. It might actually be kind of the one thing he has going for him. Falcon, on the other hand, yikes. Yeah, Falcon needs a top to bottom rework. We sort of knew that already. But playing with him in something other than Shadowland for the first time in years really cemented that fact. His damage was hilariously low, and that's with my cards. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.